Well, these talks are all about global security, and on Monday, the main day of the talks, Russia was at the top of the agenda. How to ramp up pressure on Moscow to end its long-running invasion of Ukraine. One possible solution is to reach out to nations in the so-called global south who are still undecided or neutral in that war and try and sway them towards G7 loyalties with things like climate change support and food security support. Another possible solution is to curb the supply of high-tech weapons going into Russia. Now, that may be easier said than done, as China had just announced it's going to work more closely militarily with Russia, with greater intelligence sharing and heightened joint military drills. Now, China was top of the agenda on Sunday at a working dinner. The G7 foreign ministers coming out with a unified voice that they oppose any change to the status quo by unilateral force anywhere in the world, but in particular in the Taiwan Strait. Now, that's very important because earlier in the month, the French President Emmanuel Macron raised questions about G7 solidarity on this issue when he said in a conflict scenario he believes the EU should remain autonomous. And so these foreign ministers really wanted to come out of the gates quickly and say, no, we are unified, we do have a single voice on this issue. Tuesday, the final day of the talks, is all going to be about nuclear non-proliferation and denuclearization before the decisions are put back to their leaders of their countries, the presidents and prime ministers of the world, to be delivered at the G7 summit here in Japan next month. Chris Gilbert for SABC News, Tokyo.